Check this out.
Bollywood superstars.
All set? Let's go.
Hello, testing. This is Rishi Kapoor. Let's go.
So, you have always done this really pristine, lovely romantic hero roles. And so when you do evil roles now, how do you feel?
Well, I'm an actor and it requires me to play different characters, and I have taken up the challenge to try and test myself in all these different characters which I'm portraying now.
Right. But tell me, why did it take you 4 decades to do your first and out-and-out negative character?
I started off as being, a romantic hero. People say I look like a chocolate boy and this and that, whatever, say whatever you may. And I lived by it. I mean, it made my career. I for 3 decades, wooed the heroine of my films. I sang songs in the best of the valleys, chased all the girls in the best of the sweaters, ran around all trees and everything. So I guess I had my plate full of all those things. And then came a time when you're no more the romantic hero or whatever. Then when you take up to do character roles, as what I'm doing right now, these are the kind of challenges you have to accept. And then you want to test your capabilities and your skills as an actor by accepting different kinds of roles and letting the audience see you in different kind of perspectives. And that is what I'm doing. I'm testing all those waters, I just hope I'm successful in doing so. And it's not that it took me 40 years to come to this point. It's just I never got the opportunity of doing it.
But when they approached you for Agnipath, so what was your first reaction?
I might share this with you that at the very onset, when both the Karans, Johar and Malhotra, approached me with the film, I had declined doing this film, saying that I probably may look, but I probably may not be able to justice to be evil in the film because audiences might not accept me. And I thought for that kind of a reason, I may let the film down and the film may suffer because of this. So I said, no, I don't want to do it. But they were very confident and they were very forceful that I should do this role. And then I said to myself, then I'll do a look test. Not for you because you were convinced, but I was not convinced whether I should do this role or not. And then I did a look test, which I've never done for anybody in my last 40 years. I've never given a look test to anybody. I did a look test. Then it was more for me, for my sake, to convince me myself that, yes, I think we'll be able to do justice. And that's how I built up my confidence to do this role. And then, of course, Karan has been the right guiding director, as I might call it. He kept a check on certain things and guided me rightly into the role.
Right. And interestingly, the last few years, you have done a whole variety of diverse roles.
That has been what the intention is. For me, it's very important to show myself. You see, I'm now become a salesman. I must sell my wares accordingly. I am dressing up my shop, and I want audiences to enjoy me as being different in every film. So it gives me great enjoyment. It gives me great euphoria feeling that I'm being able to do all this.
Right. And do you also feel that your judgment of scripts, or you chose the perfect scripts for yourself? Do you feel that?
See, now I am not the lead player. Obviously, if I see a good role and if I see a good enough project, then I take it on. And of course, I must see my potential of my role. I don't want to play all those stupid father roles. I've done I don't want to do any of those kind of films. I want to do very strong characters in films, which will have a say in the script, which will have a say in the film, which will have a very strong opinion of the film.
Right.
And I'm no authority on scripts. I mean, whether films work on the screen or not, I do not know. But definitely, I take on this challenge.
If I'm not wrong, I think Raju Chacha, right? That was your first character role. So was the transition easy for you? You were playing the leading man for such a long time, and then you transition into a character role. So was that tough? Was that difficult?
Thankfully not, because there was a time I'd become absolutely fed up. I mean, my wife used to tell me, that you're looking bored in films. And I was also getting bored. I had working the same romantic films, singing the same songs, wearing the same sweaters. I was only making money. There was nothing that I was, getting any fulfillment of any job or whatever. And then the younger boys had come in, and I started putting on weight. So I was said that okay, now it's time up. Now I'm going to hang my boots up, rather gloves up, and I'm not going to be working anymore. Well, I'd done 25 years of non-stop working as a romantic hero, and that was a hell of a big time. And I had to, gracefully walk out instead of, people throwing me out of the industry. I just had to gracefully, just retire. And then I told my producers who had given me signing amounts, I had to give them back. But they were insisting, no, you got to work. And I said, no, I won't, because now I'm tired and I want to give it a break. And thereon, I just took 3 months and I made a film of mine. I directed a film called Aab Laut Chale. And then when the film was completing, that was when Veeru Devgan and Rahul Ravel both absolutely got on my back to work in Raju, Chacha and Kuch Khatti Kuch Meethi. But thereon afterwards, I've not had any time. I've just never looked back. I've been working as a character actor. People have given me good roles. Some roles I have not accepted. Some films I have not done. But I'm enjoying it, and I don't want to direct anymore. I just want to act. I just want to please myself, because that's the best thing I can do, is I can act. So I'm quite enjoying it.
Right. But you do not miss anything from the the leading man days?
No, as a matter of fact, I get a fulfillment of job right now. I'm very satisfied. What was I doing earlier in films anyway? Singing songs, romancing, all this kind of nonsense. I mean, in those days, those were the films which were being made. तो खैर आजकल because ये multiplex culture भी आ गया है, so we are able to make a little more mature scripts. This kind of opportunity was not available when I was in the lead. So that's another aspect of it.
Sure. But is that the reason why you pretty much stuck to the popular films?
Why should I? Why do you call it popular? That's the only cinema I know of. I don't know any other cinema. Which is the other cinema you know of?
No, I was just talking of the art house independent cinema.
That's called boring cinema. It's not called bloody art cinema. You think mine is not art? You think singing songs is not an art? You think fighting is not an art? You think I don't think I'm an artist? No, I hate this bloody nonsense of all these journalists and those so-called boring art filmmakers. Kick them up the ass. There's nothing called art films. It's called boring films. There's only popular entertaining films and boring films. Any films that is bloody boring is an art film. I've done a lot of art films like this. Any films of mine who have flopped and were boring were art films. I'm a commercial film actor. Films are made for commerce, not made for bloody drawing rooms. You want to make boring cinema, make it free and show it free on Doordarshan. You don't show it on screens. You charge entertainment tax to audiences. They have to be entertained, not to be bloody preach. You want to preach, go stand on the road and preach. I get angry when people talk about this, because it takes a lot to sing, act and dance and fight. And that is also a great art form. What art cinema? Mine is also art cinema. Mine is the art cinema which people know of. That's called boring, bloody, frustrated cinema.
I mean, that's not what I meant. I mean, I didn't mean to anger you. But tell me, what I actually wanted to ask you was, is there a constant reminder to yourself that each role needs to be different for you from now on?
I've never thought of this question. We would try to do that, no? The effort would be there to try and show yourself in a varied form. But at times, how much do we do anyway in Hindi cinema? How much do we variate anyway?
Right. So when you see Ranbir now, do you spot any similarities between you and him that you think is this is like what I used to be like, and is there a similarity somewhere?
Yes, the passion is very much there. His commitment towards his work, like I was always very passionate about my work. I'm passionate even today. I have all the reasons not to experiment with my roles, do any roles. I mean, any films I could sit down, retire, be at home, have a drink in the evening, smoke a cigar. I mean, I can have a retired life as well. But having said that, I'm very passionate about my work, and I love doing films which challenges me and do that. I see the same thing in this boy.
Right.
He is very committed. He's very focused in his work. He doesn't take too much work. He just makes one film at one time.
Right.
So these kind of qualities are somewhat one has to understand this, because I used to have the same thing, and I happened to maintain and stay in the industry for such a long time. It was only because of this. बाकी तो तकदीर की बात है. You need a great amount of lady luck also on your side. Your commitment can be always there as an actor. You can be always very committed, but at the same time, you need the lady luck on your side as well.
Right. So, but were there ever days at any point in time when you would think that this is not something that you want to do anymore? You have a bad day and you want to give it all up and just go away. Was there ever such a time for you?
See, there is no one in the world, in the entertainment world, who has not had a checkered career. Film business is of checkered nature. You have to have hits and flops. So every actor has that dhoop chhaon effect. So one does feel let down, when you work very hard on a character or on a film, and you're hopeful about it, and for some reason or the other, film somehow doesn't work with the audience. So, but then you garner enough courage and you go on to the next project. That's very easy also to change.
You know, I remember Neetuji saying somewhere that today you have actually become a more complete actor. So do you agree with her?
Yes, I agree. If you're asking me that, and you see, experience, time also shows. No, you physically, your physiognomy also changes. Physically, you change, become fat, become old. So you can then do those characters. No, you can challenge yourself. So as you flow with time, no? These things. I'm so lucky. I really thank God that I've had such a great career. That all through my younger days, I played the romantic hero, and then when I've got to play these character roles, thankfully there are roles written for my age. And I'm now getting to play such, varied kind of roles, and I'm trying to do them. So these kind of opportunities, where do they come in handy with so many, all the actors? I'm one of the very few lucky actors who's probably got this.
Right. But you have got so many, you've got this huge female fan following, right? I mean, I know my aunts, my relatives, and you have so many, you've collected such a huge universe of fans. And so many people who admire you. How does that make you feel? I mean, I know you must be used to it because it's going on for such a long time, but how does that make you feel?
I feel very gratified. A great sense of gratification comes in that God has really been kind. That people have shared so much of love with me, given me so much of love over the years. That it must be because of them only that I've survived over the years.
Sure. But how would you say, or how do you think has filmmaking evolved? I mean, it has evolved, but from where you are looking at it, how has it evolved, and has it been for the better?
Yes, of course, for the better. And if people say that those were the days, I think that's all nonsense. The best days are today, and better days will be tomorrow. The craft has improved considerably.
Right.
The craft, when I say the skills of all technical departments, everything has the way of making a film, the facilities, the technical aspects, the technology, they all have helped a lot in filmmaking today, which we didn't have earlier. Earlier, I'll give you an example. We used to fight ourselves for very, very dangerous shots. There were duplicates. But today with the wire work and, rope work and green mat, blue mat and the computer graphics, everything is taken care of, on a green background or a blue background, green background preferably.
Right.
These things have helped a lot in terms of technology part of it.
Right. And is there anything that you don't like? Anything, that bothers you?
Whereas music, I feel, has deteriorated and the lyrics are a shame. I just can't understand lyrics of any films today. I can't sing songs today, to be honest. I've sung 3-4 songs of late. I cannot remember one bloody lyric in the song because I can't picture it, na?
Right.
एक बोल होते एक में तू दोनों मिले इस तरह और जो तन मन में हो रहा था ये तो होना ही था. I can picture that. I've got that picture of that mind. But today's lyrics, vis-a-vis, I can't even remember which to give you an example. I don't remember the songs only. You can't make a picture of it because they don't make sense. I want to ask those lyricists, what's wrong with you? Why don't they make sense? Why don't words make sense? It was just tukka bandi nahi hoti hai, just rhyme those words. It's horrendous. I mean, the lyrics are terrible. The golden era of music in Hindi was in 60s, 70s. I mean, now it's rubbish. Just because they've got some new equipment and computers have come in and the sound has changed. They have dumped the meanings of songs. They're just not going in the rhythm. Just rhythm and the techno beat and retro they try and create. I mean, I'm a little sad about that aspect.
Right. But tell me, would you want to direct again? You directed a film quite a while back. Would you want to go back to direction again at any point in time?
No, not as yet. No, I don't want to. I'm very busy as an actor.
Okay.
And thankfully my plate is full. I have no time. Direction is a full-time job. You need all time, so I'll have to leave all my acting apart. Right now, I'm totally having a joyride.
Bollywood Superstars.
Superstars.